You were made for peace. Hi there, I'm Ashanti, and I am an anxiety champion and the host of this podcast. I teach peace seekers like you how to overcome anxiety through faith. This podcast was not made to help you cope with anxiety, but to help you break the grip of anxiety on your mind, body, and spirit for good. Are you ready to ditch the panic attacks and incessant worrying? Do you truly want the peace of God that passes all understanding? Good. You've come to the right place. Let's get started. Without further ado, panic, meet peace. All right. Welcome back to the Panic Meet Peace podcast. This is your host, Ashanti, and I'm so thankful that you could join me today. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to be here with me. I know that this is something that you have specifically designated time for, or maybe you've got me playing in the background while you're vacuuming your living room, whatever you're doing. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is going to be a really good episode. We're answering the question, is procrastination giving you anxiety? Short answer, yes, it 100% is. But we're going to talk about how to stop it, how to get past the procrastination, what's actually hindering you, and how to get forward and move forward in what God is telling you to do. It's so easy to get distracted. It's so easy to get discouraged and to think, I'll just do it tomorrow, and to just put things off. It's so easy to just want to overanalyze and try to make everything perfect and then end up not doing it. And today, we're just not doing that anymore. You're here because you want peace. You want peace of mind. You want to go to sleep at night knowing that you've taken care of what you needed to take care of for the day. You want to have rest through the night and get rid of insomnia. And you're going to be able to do that when you take action. I told you guys at the beginning of August that this month's word was movement. And perhaps it's just me, because in this season, I have been extremely procrastinating, like wildly procrastinating, and I'm not usually this bad. Now, I've procrastinated on things before, but I always do them. Maybe not at the exact time that I said I would do them, but I always do them. And lately, it has been like absolutely zero action. And isn't it funny how when God speaks a word like movement, the one thing that you struggle with is moving? So funny, but it's true. And as a believer of Christ and a follower of Jesus, you have to know that the one area that God is promoting is the one area that the enemy is going to attack. And for a lot of people, the enemy uses anxiety to attack you in these areas where God is giving you instruction, or where God is speaking to move, or where God is speaking peace. And so today, we're just going to jump right in and talk about what procrastination is doing, how it's doing it, and what action to take now to move past it. So listen, you don't have to take notes. You don't have to do any of that. This one is going to be really motivational and encouraging. But the one piece of dome work that I have for you is to actually do something. Just do one thing, okay? And we're going to talk about that. But first, let's talk about procrastination, because procrastination is killing our prosperity. Procrastination is killing our prosperity, because we could have been one step further had we just done what we should have done yesterday. And think about all the times that you put something off that you had to deal with the next day, and it was even worse that day. Like, for instance, doing the dishes. I don't know what it is, but it's like a common household thing that washing dishes by hand is some of the worst thing. You know what? Actually, I'm going to choose laundry, because I don't mind doing the dishes so much, but laundry? Oh my God, help me. Having to fold those clothes and put them away, or put them on hangers, or iron whatever is super wrinkly because I let it sit in the basket for far too long. It is just tedious. It's so boring and tedious, and it's necessary. It is fruitful, and it helps me to get ready in the morning. It helps me to get my kids ready in the morning. It is so good and abundant in those things, but I hate doing it. I'm just going to raise my hand and say, yeah, I'm the one that procrastinates on laundry. And actually, I'm going to tell you guys a story. So I started doing laundry in the mornings, and I would do all of my laundry tasks before I went to work. And when I got off of work, I would go home and I would take a load out, fold it, put it away, and then I would put the other load in the dryer and put a load in the washer. It was like a good pattern that I'd started, and I did this for like 2 weeks. When I was doing that, laundry was to a minimum. I don't even think we had a full basket in anybody's room during that 2 weeks, which is saying major things because there are 5 people in this household, okay? So for me to be on top of laundry for the first time in my life, it was awesome. It felt amazing. I didn't feel this pressure and I didn't feel all of this anxiety about it because I wouldn't see the piles and piles of clothes and baskets of laundry that needed to be done. Y'all, I took like 2 days off. I'm not kidding you. I only took a break from my little morning cycle for a little bit. And now laundry is out of control, okay? We have baskets upon baskets upon baskets of clothes that are undone. And I keep telling myself if I had just stuck with my pattern of getting everything done in the same cycle of mornings we wash, evenings we fold and put away. Mornings we wash, evenings we fold and put away. If I had just stuck with that, we would not be in this situation we are in right now. It's so bad that I haven't even gone in the laundry room in like 2 days because I can't handle it. I'm like, there's so much that needs to be done. And all I keep telling myself is, girl, you should have just done it. And even today, right now, I'm like, as soon as I'm done with this podcast, I'm going to go down there and do at least 1 load of laundry and put it away because it's getting to be overwhelming. And my sweet husband stepped up and started helping me with it. And he was like, I'll put it all away. But y'all know how it is when your husband puts stuff away and when you put stuff away, it's not the same. And it just keeps going, right? So we have to stop that. That is the thing. I could have been prospering in my mornings when I wake up. I could just have picked an outfit out that was already ironed and laid out for me. I wouldn't be stressing, digging through baskets, trying to find clean clothes, right? That's a prosperity aspect of this thing that I forfeited when I procrastinated on it. And there are so many other aspects of my life where I can see how putting it off costed me a blessing the next day, even if it was just as simple as being able to put my feet up and relax instead of having to do 2 loads of laundry just to get it out of the way. There are so many small blessings and big ones that we forfeit by not being responsible and taking care of business that day. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you have to do everything, but I do highly recommend doing something because whatever you're doing, you're making progress on. And progress promotes peace. I'm going to say that again. Progress promotes peace. You might be feeling anxious because you're putting something off. You're putting something off or you're putting everything off for something easier. I've been guilty of that too, where if something is hard or it's difficult or it's challenging, I will often do all of the easy things first and then do the hard thing at the end. When I'm totally demotivated, when I've given all my good energy and my good brain cells in the morning to all of the easy stuff, where I should have just applied and pushed myself to do the hard thing first. Because once it's done, it's done. It's out of the way. It's no longer the mountain and it's no longer the linebacker standing between you and the goal. When that thing is moved, it's over, right? Progress promotes peace. When we are progressing, when we are moving forward, we are moving in a direction and we are allowing peace in our minds because we're not holding on to things that we should have done yesterday. And we're not trying to drag ourselves through mud, right? Through day-old dirt and water that was all mixing around. And for me, a lot of my progress was hindered because I was stuck in analysis paralysis. And I don't know if you guys know what that means, but if you don't, I'm going to tell you. Analysis paralysis is when you get stuck over analyzing things because you're afraid to take the next step. So let's say, for instance, you're learning a new skill. If you know the next step is going to be you applying yourself to that skill and actually getting down and doing it, you will, if you're in analysis paralysis, like I sometimes am, you will find yourself watching YouTube videos on how to really do it right. You'll get stuck. Sometimes it's fueled by the need to be perfect. You don't want to do it because you're afraid that it won't be great. Or you don't want to do it because you're afraid that it won't be absolutely perfect and everything work out perfectly. You've got to stop the analysis paralysis, because that need for perfection pushes you into this overanalyzing, overthinking, worrying state, which leads to what? Anxiety. And if you would just stop all of the researching, all of the analyzing, all of the Googling and the YouTubing and the praying, yes, you can over pray about things. Okay, don't be fooled. When God speaks, he speaks and he doesn't change his mind. So if you're still praying about something that God's already spoken to you about, he's not going to keep telling you. You're just going to be praying for no reason. Don't be like me, friends. Okay, everything I'm telling you, I have done because of fear, because of the need to be perfect, or because of fear of judgment or rejection. None of that matters. All that matters is putting God first, doing what he told you to do, and making progress. And there's also this thing we do where we put things off because of the timing. We wait for the perfect time. We even do this with our own happiness. We say, okay, I'll be happy after I lose 15 pounds. Or I'll be happy when my husband takes me on 3 dates. Or I'll change and I'll do what I need to do when that person does what they need to do. No more of that. There is no such thing as the perfect time to get anything done. The only time that we have is now. And if you have time right now, which you do, because if you're listening to this, you're obviously have time, right? If you have time right now to do that thing that you need to do, do it. And I'm not even talking about some big, awesome mission that God has given you or a major calling on your life. If that's where you are in your life, then yes, this applies to you in that area as well. But you can apply this to everything. You know, if you need to organize your clothes, or you need to put your shoes in your closet, or you need to go tell a friend how sorry you are for what you said last week. Whatever you're putting off, it is bringing anxiety in your life. It's costing you so much peace and prosperity, where if you would just take the time to do it right now, you will find that peace that passes all understanding. Right now is all you have. Don't put it off any longer. Don't put off joy until you lose weight. Have joy while you're losing weight, right? Don't put off happiness for somebody else to change. No, you change. You become happy. And then when that person changes, you'll be double happy. I don't even know if that's a thing. But you've got to stop allowing yourself to be held up and bound. You've got to get moving. And sometimes movement is hindered because we don't know what next step to take, or because we aren't sure which direction to go. Just as a friendly reminder, Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths." So if you are at a crossroads, all you have to do is seek God, and he will show you the way. And sometimes he allows you to choose which way you're going to go, because either way may not even be wrong, right? Think of it as simple as how you fold the clothes. It doesn't really matter how you fold them. You can fold them crisscross. You can fold them on the floor. You can fold them like in a roll or in a ball. However you fold them, it doesn't really matter as long as it gets done and gets put away. Because the goal is to get the laundry finished and put it away so that you can have it available to you the next time you need it. And it's the same thing with God. It's not necessarily always how it gets done. Sometimes it's just a matter of it getting done. And we can often hinder our progress and lose our peace in indecision. But here's something that I learned that was a hard pill to swallow at first, but it felt really good when I accepted it. And so I'm going to share it with you. Indecision is still a decision. Not making a choice is still making a choice. Being still You know, we often like to say, well, the Lord said to be still and know that I am God, right? He does say that. But being still and knowing does not mean putting off what you know you need to do until God speaks. It doesn't mean putting it off until the perfect thing happens. We're going back to that timing thing, right? It doesn't mean putting it off until the time is right. You still have to do what you have to do while you wait and listen for what God is saying to you. And idleness is not growth. If you're stuck in indecision and you're not picking which way you're going to go, idleness in that idle zone is not growth. It's stagnation. So if you're waking up 2 weeks later and nothing in your life has changed, you haven't grown, you haven't seen any improvement or progress, ask yourself what you're waiting for. Are you being stagnant in something? Is something hindering you or causing you to not move forward? And whatever it is, make a decision about it. This is so crucial with procrastination. And really the ultimate procrastination killer is just making a decision and doing it, right? If you decide to hand wash the dishes instead of putting them in the dishwasher, that was a decision you made. At least you made it. This is all hard to hear sometimes. Understanding that we actually have to do something is difficult to accept, especially when we want things handed to us. I, for one, am looking for ease all the time because I wear so many hats and I have so many responsibilities and obligations. So I find myself searching out whatever is going to make this easier. If getting the kids fed means they eat grilled cheeses for dinner, great. Let's do this the easy way, right? So we often can procrastinate on things that are hard, sometimes just because we don't have the brain capacity for it at the moment. Like, oh man, I don't have the time to sit and focus on this podcast because I've got dinner to cook and laundry to put away and children to be with and husbands to kiss. And it's sometimes gets overwhelming. And that's okay. We've all been there. But what matters right now is your peace. And what's going to give you peace is progress. It's making moves. It's movement. Why do you think God told us that our word of the month was movement? Because we need to move. So here's your dome work for today, okay? We started at the beginning. I told you that I want you to just pick one thing that you can do that you've been putting off, hard, easy, or whatever it is. Pick that one thing and do it. Don't overanalyze it. Don't overthink it. Do it messy. For all my perfectionists out there, do it messy, honey. Just get it done. There's no perfect way to be obedient. There's no perfect way to fold the towels. It's just a matter of getting it done. Start small. Anything small. And you'll be surprised at how small some of the things that you've been putting off are when you actually start doing them. Because that thing that you thought would take you several hours to get done might really only take you like 15 minutes. But you won't know until you get started, right? So do it. Discipline is so important. And in order to become disciplined, you have to make movement. You have to do something. This is the scripture. This is the word of God. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 11 says, "No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it." That verse in itself is the ultimate procrastination killer. No discipline. I'm going to read it again just because it made me feel so good when I read it. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. Listen, no one ever feels like doing the right thing. No one ever feels like doing the laundry. No one ever feels like cleaning the house. No one ever feels like cooking the dinner. It's not something that we all feel like doing, but doing it is what leads to that harvest of righteousness and peace that the scripture tells us about. So abandon your feelings. Put all of those feelings of tiredness, do it tired, right? If you are tired, that's fine, but do it tired. If you are afraid, do it afraid. It doesn't have to be perfect. There's no measuring stick. If you are the measuring stick, you are the one who sets the standard and makes the goals and the deadlines. You are the one who gets to do that. So do it. You may not ever feel like doing what needs to be done. You may not feel like dieting to lose the weight. But if you want that goal, if you want to reach that goal of losing those 15 pounds, you're going to have to change your diet. You're going to have to do the workouts. And you're going to have to do it when you don't feel like it. Which for me is a big struggle, because if I don't feel like doing something, I don't feel like doing it. So I won't do it. But then tomorrow, when there's something else I want to do, I have to stop that to work on what I didn't want to do yesterday. And I don't want to do that anymore. And I know you don't want to do that anymore either. So this week, your goal is to just do something. Pick one thing small that needs to be done. It can be as simple as organizing the bathroom drawer. I don't know, anything small that you've been wanting to do, needing to get done, and do it. And then the next day, do another one. And then the next day, do another one. And just watch the progress bring in that peace that the scripture promises for us. Friends, thank you so much for joining me today. I am so relieved that I have done this episode, because I've been procrastinating on it. And you know what? Today is the day. I stopped. I did the thing. And guess what? You were helped, and I was helped, and God was served. So let's do this. Let's end the procrastination, get our heads in gear, and just get to work. If you want to reach out to me and want to be a part of my community, I would love to have you. Please sign up for my emails. The link is below in the show notes. And if you're interested in coaching with me one-on-one on how to overcome anxiety, I am getting ready to launch a program for that in September. And I'm looking for 2 clients to do it for free for 2 sessions. I just really want to narrow this thing in and really get good at it. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Holler at me. You got my email. It's in the show notes. And then also, if you are interested in advertising with me on this podcast, I have over 1,000 downloads. The podcast is growing every day, and I'm happy to be a platform for you to advertise your business or your gifts or your callings or your events, whatever you do. So if you would like to do that, you can also send me an email. Click on the link below. I'm so excited to have you. And I also have a Facebook group. So if you want to be a part of that, just feel free to click that link and join the Facebook group there. You guys, I love you so much. Thank you for sticking it out with me, and keep praying for me. I'll keep praying for you. I love you so, so, so much. And I hope that you have a great rest of your day.